Hello and welcome in, everybody. My name is Laura from Tenacious Taurus Tarot, and we're going to talk about the weekly forecast. We're going to talk about these energies coming in for the Twin Flame Collective. I think the energies feeling very complex. I do feel we are reaching some type of culmination when it comes to a very long and challenging journey. So before I go any further, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video, comment on the video, and share the video. It does help to circulate the content. It's just a nice, free, easy way to show me some love, show me some support, and it's going to keep encouraging me to put these messages out there. But let's talk about this. So we don't have any major transits until the middle of the week, but we're going to have Mercury, which is retrograde, leaving Virgo and entering into Leo. And so this is indicating a time period, I feel, of great inner turmoil and tension, especially for many of the divine masculine within the collective. And so if you're struggling to integrate your inner divine masculine, divine feminine, you might also be struggling with some very intense emotions and some feelings of insecurity this week. So be mindful. Because of this complex energy, I do feel we're likely to see some type of power struggles or conflicts, whether this is just an internal struggle reaching some type of resolution. But I do feel get ready to embrace some type of an emotional pain. I was shown like a storm on the horizon. So I think there's a storm about to unleash its fury. We also have Mars conjunct Jupiter the same day that Mercury leaves Virgo and enters into Leo. And so I was shown the energies of the Justice card and the World card, along with the Tower with the Page of Cups and the Devil and the King of Wands in reverse. And so this is the culmination, right? The Justice and the World card. This is the culmination of a very challenging, daunting journey for the twins. And so there is a major shift coming. I do believe get ready for some unexpected changes this week ahead, especially when it comes to money and love. I do feel there might be some type of tower for the divine masculine that could lead to some type of public disgrace or financial ruin. I was just shown massive upheaval. And so there's going to likely be some type of severe disruption. And it could be connected to a relationship. It could be connected to the divine masculine's current career path. But I do feel this is going to have a significant impact on the divine masculine's physical world and maybe even their mental health. And so beware of the influences of lust, envy, and greed this week in these energies. On Thursday, with the sun forming a trine to Chiron, I do feel this is creating the building energy of something very unsettling. Chiron is all about the wounded healer, and the sun is kind of shining a light on this unsettling energy so we can embrace these big changes. And so I do feel it's time to embrace these big changes, but with a new perspective, because I was shown the Death card with the Hanged Man, along with the King of Wands and the World, the Star, and the Four of Swords, and the Star, and the Seven of Wands. And so we all do need to be willing to make a certain type of sacrifice. And that does require us to let go of what has been in order for us to embrace what is to come. And so the masculines have been struggling with letting go of the old 3D earth, the old 3D cycles. And so I do feel this is a very difficult transition that a lot of the divine masculines are going to be experiencing this week, but it's necessary, right? It could mean the end of a false relationship for the divine masculine. It could also mean a very daunting change that the masculine is having a hard time accepting. And so I heard very loudly, release control. Release control. We are never in control. The only thing we are in control of is how we embrace our own flexibility. And it is all about finding our inner fire and our inner passion again. And so a lot of the masculines, I feel, are very lethargic. They're struggling with finding that inner fire, that inner flame. And so we need to remember on this path, it is the pathway of new earth leadership. And in order to be a true leader, it's really not about being perfect at all. None of us are perfect. Perfection is an illusion. To be a true leader, it's really just about being true to yourself, living your life authentically, living your life with integrity. And so take time to cultivate your own self-belief this week in these energies, especially before moving forward. I think the masculines are having a hard time moving anywhere in their lives because they are lacking this purpose. And so beware, because I do feel impulsive behavior can lead to negative circumstances if we're not consciously aware of these energies. Going into Friday later this week, we are going to have Mars squaring it up with Saturn. Mars in Gemini squaring it up with Saturn in Pisces. And so I was shown the Magician reversed with the Three of Wands. I was also shown the Star with the Two of Cups and 555. Expect some powerful changes when it comes to beliefs, truths, hidden desires. I was shown the Hierophant with the Ace of Swords. And so emotionally, this really is a time of bringing up all of these deep-seated fears, all of these deep-seated insecurities for a lot of the divine masculine. So divine feminine, 555 on the timer. If you find yourself struggling with self-worth issues and insecurities or spiraling into emotional fear, be mindful that it might not be your energy. There could be a mirroring effect going on here because we are in a time period of being spiritually tested in order for us to embark upon the next leg of this spiritual growth journey. And so we are likely going to be facing some type of delays, maybe even obstacles. There's going to be frustrations with these setbacks, and that's a given. But it is all about maintaining and containing your energy and not letting the distractions and the frustrations bring you back down. And so the energy really, I feel, is expressing and stressing the importance of being able to take a risk. Because if we don't take a risk, if we don't cut away all of the dead branches, all of the things that are no longer serving us, and then we're never going to be able to break free of these old patterns, these old habits. And so it really is time to think outside the box. We have Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. It's going to be dipping back into Capricorn. And so this is the time to figure out how to think outside the box. Aquarian energy is all outside of the box. And so I do feel there is like some type of moment of mental clarity coming for both of the twins. But this really does only come when you fully unlock your true feelings. And in order to unlock your true feelings, it does require dropping out of the logical mind and bringing it down into the heart center. And so I do feel this is creating a period of change, confrontation. I do feel this is unavoidable change right now. It doesn't have to be drastic. It doesn't have to be destructive, but it does have to be dropped into the heart. And so the energy I feel is saying, hey, if you are in a state of dishonesty, if there's some type of mistrust within a cycle or a relationship, then there's likely a big lack of emotional connection. So really lean into your truth, your intuition this week. And it really is time for us all to get honest about these issues that we have been avoiding that can no longer be avoided with these retrograde energies. And so on Sunday, August the 18th, we're going to have the Sun forming a conjunction to Mercury, and I heard ding dong, the witch is dead. And so I was shown the Queen of Wands reversed with the Tower card, the Page of Wands with the Nine of Wands, the World with the Three of Swords, and the Strength with the Three of Swords. And so this is a huge indication that there is the completion of a cycle, and this might be a very heartbreaking completion, and it might highlight some type of betrayal and deep emotional pain. But what I kept hearing was the end is near. And I do feel this means for karmic relationships. And so sometimes you do got to go through pain in order to get to the gain on the other side. No pain, no gain. And I do feel there's some type of lesson coming full circle in the energies this week. And it might feel like your heart is shattered into a million pieces. But this is going to bring some type of sense of closure. I'll never forget the earth-shattering heartbreak of the activation of this journey. And it was like crying on the floor, months and months on end, crying on the floor. And it was like I was surrounded by all of these broken pieces of my heart, this shattered heart all over the floor. But then eventually you look up and you realize, like, hey, I finished the puzzle. The puzzle's complete. I'm no longer questioning the whys, and I put myself back together even stronger than that earth-shattering heartbreak. And so there might be a strange mix of feelings coming through in the energies this week, but I do feel we are reaching that understanding, like, hey, Everything does happen for a reason, and maybe we won't always know that reason until we're on the other side and we've realized, hey, we've pieced the whole puzzle back together. But no matter how much it hurts when it comes to endings, the universe always has a plan. We need to remember that. The universe always has a plan, and heartbreak oftentimes is just the gateway for exactly what we need in order to propel ourselves forward onto our fated, destined pathway. And so the world isn't going to end. I don't think anybody's truly ever died of a broken heart. The world isn't going to end. Although sometimes I think it might feel like it when we go through these massive transformational relationship endings. But when we let go of people that aren't meant for us, then we can start a new path, right? Then we can open up the new path, and then we can find new love that is better aligned and better suited for this new energy that we are stepping into. And so remember, the world is your oyster. So let's jump in with some cards. I grabbed Carolyn Miss's archetype deck today. I think we're going to set the tone with the archetype deck, and we are going to dig in to both the masculine and the feminine collective. And look at that bottom of the deck, visionary. And so the twins are here to envision what is not yet conceivable to others that have not awakened to this higher truth, to this higher knowledge. And so we do have to be willing to proclaim our vision, which does require us to speak it into existence. And many of us are being asked to do this without regard for financial gain, although we need to trust that the financial gain will come, but we're not doing this purely for financial gain. And so we can't sell our insights to the highest bidder. We cannot sell ourselves out on this journey. And so we cannot compromise our integrity or our values. And so we need to remember, we are warriors of the light. We are divine warriors here to harness our spiritual strength, to master our spiritual skills, and to harness discipline in our lives. And this does take a lot of toughness of will. And so are you ready to be the hero of your own life? Because where do you need to stop self-sacrificing in order to conquer the lower ego? Because when we trade our ethical principles for victory at any cost, or to stay connected to people just so we're not alone, then we become indifferent to the suffering that we've inflicted on others. And so we are here to be these visionaries. So let's dig into it. And let's get one card for the divine masculine. That's the one. And we're going to get one card for the divine feminine. And then we're going to see what's on the bottom deck. What's on the bottom of the deck? So conjoined energies between the twins. We do have the priest card. And so this is about stepping into this spiritual commitment. We did make a commitment before incarnating here. And so I do feel any half of the journey, like any part of the journey, whether it's the masculine or the feminine, if there's been a violation when it comes to your spiritual community, a lot of this is linked to past life karma. We cannot be seduced by the spiritual role that we came here to play either. And so we are here to serve as channels of the spiritual energy, and we do have to commit to the path. And so the masculine got the servant card out, and the feminine got the companion card out. And so I do feel a lot of the masculines are stuck in a very toxic karmic cycle, and there's likely struggles with finances. And so a lot of the masculines, I feel, are staying stuck and using lack of money as an excuse to not move forward with their life, whether it be clinging to an old cycle and not willing to let something go. They might have to sacrifice something in order to facilitate the next leg of their journey, but they are being asked to free themselves when it comes to something on the heart. So a lot of these masculines are slaves and servants to the 3D world, or whatever third party they're connected to, whether it's drugs, another person, a job, anything that keeps them disconnected from their spiritual path, their spiritual role. And the divine feminine, you get the companion card. And so I know it's very difficult to overcome the betrayal. A lot of us experience betrayal at the hands of the counterpart. And we do get to a point where we lose our self-confidence. We lose our sense of personal identity, because a lot of the feminines go through the transformation first. They go through the awakening first, and they have to align, and then the masculine will come in with that cup, that offer, that cup of love. And so right now the feminine is being asked to just keep embodying that tenacious loyalty to the path. Keep being unselfish on your journey, because I feel a lot of the feminines are coming back into that grounded truth of who they are with their personal identity. And so I do feel there's huge potential for devotion to the path. But I do feel a lot of the masculines who are still in some type of arrogant pursuit or wanting to win or using their knowledge destructively, they are going to experience some type of tower, some type of moment of humility in order to reorient them to the devotion of the path. Because ultimately we are here to be open to this lifelong journey. So let's dig in with the tarot. Let's get into it. I'm going to get 3 cards for the masculine, and we're going to get 3 cards for the feminine, and we're going to dig a little bit deeper this week into these energies. So I'm curious as to what the masculine needs to do to move forward with his life. Okay, we'll take that one. Let's get 3 out for the masculine. Oh, I got a whole pile flipped over. So what do we got here? We got the 2 of Swords, the 8 of Wands. So there's still some issues with some blocked communication, but I do feel the heart is becoming open. The heart is becoming unblocked. And then we've got the 3 of Coins, the Tree of Life in reversed, the 7 of Wands in reversed, and the 9 of Cups in reversed. And so the masculines are stuck in a cycle, slaving away for something that is not wish fulfillment, and there's likely some type of awareness of an addiction. I feel an addiction here is blocking the masculine when it comes to opening up the pathway, when it comes to communicating with the feminine. And so the masculine, I feel, is still living with the rose-colored glasses on. And so Divine Feminine, 3 cards on your side. We get the Tower, we get the Page of Cups, and we get the High Priestess in reverse. And so you might be going through a major identity crisis. This could be connected to some inner child wounding that needs to be explored. But I also feel this is the energy of truths unveiled for the feminine. And so there could be a Divine Feminine here that is receiving some very unwelcome news with the Page of Swords in reversed. This could also be the masculine coming in with an unexpected offer, and you're not going to see this coming. Be mindful of listening to only your own intuition right now. But I do feel whatever is coming in with a message that maybe might be blunt, it might be harsh, this is going to activate some type of alchemy, some type of resolution, and this can lead to a lot of abundance. So let's dig a little bit further into these energies when it comes to the 3 of Coins. So the masculine is still in some type of contract, and it feels like he's the only one investing. We got the long distance trip, clarifying the masculine here. What else needs to come through? Confusion. Okay, and so I don't know if you've recently gone on a vacation or something, Divine Feminine, because the vacation card flew out of the deck and landed right on that Tower. Maybe you're going on a vacation this week, and this is going to create some type of confusion for the masculine. But bottom line is there is still some type of double loyalty going on for the Divine Masculine. There is a huge block, I feel, when it comes to balancing this situation, because the masculine is going through some type of rebirth or renewal. And I do feel Spirit is guiding the masculine forward to communicate, because you left quite an impression on the masculine. And so the masculine, I feel, is getting a wake-up call this week, some type of an illumination connected to these unhealthy patterns, these addictions. And I think right now we're just being asked to be patient. So what else needs to come through for the feminine? Okay, you got to stop reliving the past. We get the Marriage card. We got Reliving the Past. We got Navigate Carefully and Withholding Intimacy. So there's still a part of you, Divine Feminine, that is holding back when it comes to true emotional vulnerability. So where do you need to go within and figure out, why are you still withholding deep intimacy? I do feel there's an opportunity for some type of spiritual union, some type of higher union. but there's like one last look back of the past. And so maybe you need to let go of an ex-partner. Maybe you need to let go of an ex partnership with an ex-husband or an ex-wife, because the energies are not just pertain to a woman and a man. But I do feel there is clarity of truth coming this week after some type of major heart purge. And the universe has a plan. The universe always has a plan, and we might not understand what that plan is, but we are in a major portal of growth and expansion. And so we are on the precipice of a fresh start, a brand new start. And I do feel the masculine is being drawn to you, divine feminine. So get ready, because big changes are coming. We're going to be going back into eclipse season this fall, and I do believe it's going to be the Pisces Virgo eclipse axis. So there might not be full clarity until then, but this week is really bringing in a revelation for both of the counterparts, connected to the masculine when it comes to unhealthy patterns, and the feminine when it comes to where you are not actually fully emotionally available for this intimate union. And so I think there might be some harsh communication coming in, and it might trigger some type of clearing in order for the masculine to tap into this Kundalini energy as well. Whenever I see the long distance trip, it's like, well, somebody is packing up their bags and they're putting them on the plane and they're going to Kundalini Airlines and they're dropping this past baggage. And so there's still like the Seven of Cups energy surrounding the divine masculine. So let's go a little bit further with my Twin Flame Oracle deck, and let's see what else needs to come through for the week ahead. What else do we need to be aware of for the twins for the week ahead? Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. I think the answers are coming. Look at that. Right on the confusion card. The masculine is definitely experiencing some type of intense disillusionment this week. I think he's coming into this higher truth that there's more to this existence than the physical reality. And the answers card fell on your half of the table, divine feminine. And so the divine really is working hard to bring forth what it is that you have asked for. So I do think miracles are afoot. Nothing is ever truly impossible. When you believe it, you can achieve it. But right now, I think a lot of the current problems between the counterparts is the negative human patterning when it comes to gender roles. And I can see it all over Facebook. And so trust. Right now, we are closing out major karmic soul contracts. You are being asked to listen to yourself, to listen to your soul's guidance. This process of closing out these outdated soul contracts is very difficult. There is a need to make a choice. When we stop sending mixed signals to the universe, that is when they can clearly bring you what it is that you want. And so do get ready to face some type of power struggle in the energies this week. But this conflict is stemming from past life karma. And so this conflict is stemming from past life karma, and it is stirring up fear and tension in the connection. So divine feminine, find your balance, find your center, find that inner peace, and pay attention to the signs and the synchronicities, because right now I think the masculine is blocked. I think he's projecting. He might be speaking negatively about this connection or about this path. And what you need to do, divine feminine, is you need to create that space. Do you even have room in your life for this desire to arrive? And so remember, we are warriors of light. Right back to that first message. The twin flame mission is always unconditional love. That is the mission. And so I do feel a week of twin soul, twin flame recognition of who the true twin soul is, which can also lead to protecting yourself from any negative people or energies that are not in alignment with this twin soul mission and this twin soul union. So let's close off the reading with a Mary Magdalene Oracle card today. What is the closing message for the twins? Look at that, freedom. We are called to be free. And so I do feel a week of remembering who we are, remembering past lives. Knowing who you are will allow you to move forward with clarity. So what is the closing message for the week ahead for the twins? Ascension. Farther up is further in. So we're going up, up, up. We're going in this week, and we get presence. And so call back all parts of yourself from all times and all places. And this is a week of going through being anointed. And so when we rise from the depths of this understanding of this journey, we do rise with more soul, and we are here to exist intensely. And so there is some type of higher heart clearing, higher heart activation in order to call back all of these puzzle pieces of our soul, right? And so farther up is further in, and so trust in divine timing. Let's read the Ascension card. Let's find it and let's read it. And hopefully it's easy to find. Ascension. Farther up is further in. And so it really is such a wild and miraculous ride, this twin flame journey, right? And so none of us are above or beneath anyone. And so nothing is fully outside of us either. Everything is within us. And so when we get to this arrival of this truth within us, then we can release everything that does not align with love and unconditional love. And so I do feel the good is always here, right here within us all. And that's so interesting because on my way back home, knowing that I was coming to record this weekly message, I heard that one Pink song, Show Me That We're Good, because I know that we're good. I forget what it's called, but those lyrics really rang in my head. And so I do feel there's a miraculous, wild transformation. And when we realize the farther up that we go is the farther in that we go. This is connected to the legend that Mary Magdalene lived in a cave in the south of France on what was referred to as now Saint Baume, the Holy Mountain. It is said that she was lifted up 7 times a day from the cave, so high above the cliffs of the Holy Mountains. And so the artistic depictions of this legend have Mary lifted up physically by at least 4 angels. One way I used to distance myself from Mary's humanity was to imagine that this happened for real, that Mary was actually lifted up into the air by a bevy of angels. And so if you think about that miraculous moment where Mary experienced ascension within her own heart, right? Those 7 times a day refers to all of the 7 powers of the ego. And so the practice of recognizing and releasing the 7 powers of the ego really is about ascension. And so ascension really does happen by descending deeper into the truth of who you are, which is all about this retrograde energy, descending deeper into who you are. The angels will always lift you up. You will never, ever truly forget who you are, right? There is good in all of us. There is good in all of us. And so let the angels lift you up and remind you of the good that you have right there within yourself. I do feel good doesn't exist on a vertical scale, but on a horizontal scale. And so when we are eye to eye with the angels, with this truth, we're not below them. We're not beneath them. They are present right here within us. All of the guides, all of the angels, if you drop back into your heart. So what happens when you remember? What happens? You remember the good that's right there within you, and then you can go farther up the ascension ladder. And so I think divine timing is saying love knows only mercy. And so show yourself some mercy this week in these very intense, challenging energies. I hope this helped, guys. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, please feel free to check out the description box below. Also, if you would like to become a channel member, there is a membership side of the channel. Come and join us over on the membership side, where I go live every Thursday at noon Eastern Standard Time. It's a nice place for us to get together where we can all grow together as a tribe. So I hope y'all have a great week ahead. Thank you for tuning in, and I do look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.